but not just here at home. In 3 of the most strategically important regions in the world, we are increasing allied burden sharing while we increase deterrence. America first doesn't mean America alone. It means we expect our allies to step up, to be true force multipliers for freedom. This approach ensures we achieve peace through strength. First, in Europe, our allies are finally, thanks to President Trump in the first administration, and again in these first 100 days, following America's call for European leadership and ownership of continental security. We've transferred U.S. leadership of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group to the UK and to Germany. We've obtained commitments from Poland, one of many model allies, the Baltics, to spend 5% of their GDP on defense. We've made the same call to other allies. 2% is not enough considering the threats you face. 3%, 4%, 5%. Progress with major European powers who are setting initial targets, even to one I spoke to just this morning, to increase their defense spending. The time of the United States, here in Pennsylvania, here in our country, being the sole guarantor of European security has passed. It's long overdue. Europe has to step up, military, and lead. NATO. In the Middle East, we're pursuing stability and deterrence to the threats that exist there. President Trump has made it clear that America is fully committed to the security of our great allies in Israel. The Defense Department is executing lethal operations against Houthi terrorists. Our forces have struck hundreds of targets and decimated Houthi leadership, substantially reducing their capabilities and the threat to U.S. ships in the Red Sea and across and through the BAM. We have demonstrated America's commitment to defending our interests and restoring freedom of navigation, which we will do and are doing. This is a clear, limited mission executed with ruthlessness. Full stop. We will run our ships through that BAM. And our message to the Houthis has been clear from the beginning. Allow us to sail our and we'll stop shooting at you. Until then, you're going to feel the pain. And I'll tell you, the Houthis are feeling the pain. We have demonstrated any aggression against Americans will be met with decisive action, unlike what that region saw under the Biden administration. But this is not nation building. This is not land wars. This is not endless wars. This is not regime change. This is clear-eyed American national interests, decisively and overwhelmingly. Third, and most importantly, we are deterring communist China in the Indo-Pacific and around the world. To deliver peace in this region, we're delivering a more forward regional force posture. We're supporting allies and partners. Allies and partners are our force multipliers as they strengthen their own capabilities, including in Taiwan. We're also connecting U.S. allies and partners to and more resilient. And there will be a lot more of it. In fact, in March, I took my first trip to the Indo-Pacific as secretary. The first trip to Guam in 20 years from a defense secretary. I traveled to the Philippines to meet with President Marcos and his Secretary of National Defense. We reaffirmed the long-standing strength of the U.S.-Philippines alliance, a key piece in our strategy to deter and counter the communist Chinese. We also traveled to Japan on that same trip, and later on a trip that a few of you may have seen to Panama. At each stop, we announced new bilateral exercises, increased cooperation, foreign military sales deals, commitment to President Trump's vision of peace through strength. In the Philippines, we are deploying more advanced capabilities, including Nemesis anti-ship missiles. In Japan, we announced Phase 1 of upgrading U.S. Forces Japan into a full-blown Joint Forces headquarters. In Panama, we secured a framework for first of Panama Canal passage for U.S. military vessels and auxiliary vessels, as well as the additional presence of U.S. troops stationed through both sides of the Panama Canal. As I said then, and I will reaffirm today, the President pledged to take back the Panama Canal from Chinese influence. And with our partners, we're doing just that, right in our own backyard. At every step, we are carrying out our strategy to increase against before. In these places, when you meet with leaders who want to be with America, who believe in what America can do, have watched us when we're strong, they're making, in many cases and in many places, a binary choice. It is either by, with, and through the Americans or with the Communist Chinese. In the Indo-Pacific, around the world, but specifically in the Indo-Pacific and in our hemisphere, you can see it. You can see it in the eyes of allies and partners. You can see it in the influence underneath the surface. They want to be with us, but they need to see strength. And they need to see leadership. And that's what President Trump has provided in spades. Not just in words, but in deeds, in action, and so as Europe shoulders more of the burden in continental security, that frees up resources for us to focus on countering the malign influence of the Communist Chinese where it matters most. Under the leadership of President Trump, the message to our adversaries in these first 100 days has been undeniably clear. America is back. At the Defense Department, that means no more distractions. No more social engineering. No more climate change worship. No more electric tanks. No more gender confusion. No more pronouns. No more excuses. No more quotas. No more woke bullshit that undermines commanders and command climates. We are laser focused on our mission of warfighting. We are colorblind and we are merit-based. We're restoring the warrior ethos, rebuilding the military, and reestablishing deterrence. End, full stop. Enemy aggression will be met swiftly and harshly. We're beginning a new golden age of America and a golden age of national defense. We have a bumper crop of new recruits, new planes, new missile defense systems on the way, allies increasing their defense spending, and adversaries on their heels. Today, on this beautiful day, we have a brand new class, soon to be, Army War College students about to graduate. You, all of you, are the future of our military. You will lead these new recruits, eager, optimistic, young, ready, and soon to be trained. They will look to you. You will lead the brigades, the ships, the groups. You will execute our tactical, operational, and strategic objectives all around the globe. You will set the standard. We're counting on you. And I know that you will deliver at each and every step with distinction. God bless you. Godspeed to all of our warriors, and thank you for having me today. Appreciate it.